Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back in the video. With this video, we're going over the new Raidraptor support. So this is in Phantom Nightmare, and if you guys don't know, Raidraptor is one of my favorite archetypes of all time. So it's just amazing to see new support for this. So let's get started here. Here we have Raidraptor Noirlanius. It's a level 4 Dark Wing Beast effect monster. During the main phase, if this card was normal or special summon this turn, you can target one Raidraptor monster you control. Add one Raidraptor monster with a different level from your deck to your hand. It has amazing searchability. The only thing about it is just having to get this on the board is going to be a little difficult. Just because with Raidraptor monsters, you want to be able to have an effect that can get it out without having to rely on having another monster or something to really get it out. But it's still really solid effect. Searchability, that's nice. Of course, most of your Raidraptor monsters are going to be level 4, but there are a few level 3s out there that you can search out. And that's going to be your main target here. And you can banish this card from your graveyard, increase or decrease the levels of all Raidraptor monsters you control. You currently control by 1 until the end of the turn. So we've seen this a few times, just some level modulation just for your XYZ. So we're going to see that once again. And then here we have Raidraptor Bloom Vulture. So this is another new Vulture Raidraptor monster. You can only use the first effect among the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn, and only once that turn. Also, during the turn you activate these effects, you cannot special summon monsters except for Dark. So just like the other Raidraptor monsters, you're going to be locking yourself into Dark, which is fine. And if you only control Wing Beast monsters, you can special summon this card and one Raidraptor monster from your hand. So that's really nice. Being able to get this out and another monster, that's such a big bonus, and it'll work really well with a card like Noirlanius. That is going to give you more pluses by getting it out. Then if you control no monsters, you can target 2 level 4 or lower Raidraptor monsters in your graveyard, including this card, special summon them in defense position. So that's even better because Raidraptor, just like Black Wings, it requires you to control a Raidraptor monster or a Blackwing monster on the board. And then you can start like tacking onto that. That's the great way, usually the way the deck works. But here, it's gonna give you a little bit of a comeback here, because if you control no monsters, you're gonna be able to target this card and then another level 4 monster, bring them out. And because it's 2 level 4s, you can exceed them, go into 4 Stricks or whatever you want to do, and you can bring out your other Raidraptor monsters from your hand. So that's really good, and we definitely needed to see something like that for Raidraptors. And here we have the new boss monster. This is Raidraptor Rising Rebellion Falcon, which is a rank 13 Dark Wing Beast Exceed effect monster with 4,000 attack, 3,500 defense. Pretty powerful boss monster. If this card is Exceed summoned, you can destroy as many cards your opponent controls as possible. Then if this card has 3 or more Raidraptor Exceed monsters with different names as material, inflict damage to your opponent equal to destroyed monster's total original attack. So this card is going to be a board wipe. There's a few ways of Exceed summoning during your opponent's turn. So being able to get this out, Exceed summon, pop the board, and it's all cards. It's not just monsters, but if you happen to use 3 or more, or happen to have 3 or more Raidraptor Exceed materials, then you're actually going to be able to do a bunch of burn damage. And this card also hits for 4k, so wiping the board, doing 4,000 burn damage at least, and then hitting for 4k. It's a pretty easy way to get game. And then here we have the second effect, unaffected by other cards' effects. So this is another Towers effect that we saw with Raidraptor Ultimate Falcon. And it's back here with another boss monster, and it's going to be very annoying for your opponent to have to deal with without having a kaiju. And then once returned, you can attach 3 materials from this card, then target 1 Raidraptor Exceed monster in your graveyard, replace the effect with that monster's original effect until the end phase. So that could be nice if you happen to have a powerful Raidraptor Exceed monster in the grave. You want to take that effect. That's a good way of doing so. And here we have Raidraptor Brave Strix. So this is a new Strix monster. We have 4 Strix, and we have like another Strix, and this is Brave Strix here. It's a rank 5 Dark Wing Beast Succeed effect monster. So that's what we saw something with the first monster here, where he's actually able to level modulate. And that's, I'm assuming, is to make it easier to go into Brave Strix. And you can only use the first of the first and second effect of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. So you can attach 1 material from this card, set 1 Raidraptor spell or trap directly from your deck. So being able to search that out, that seems great, and just automatically setting it, even better. If this card has a Wing Beast monster as material, you can attach 1 material from this card, add 1 rank of magic spell from your deck to your hand. So great searchability. That's good to see a way to search up a rank up magic spell, as the only other way that I remember is just tributing using one of the vultures in order to search it out. Raidraptor Exceed monster that has this card as material gains its effect, gains attack equal to its own rank times 100. So we saw with the rank 13. That's going to be a 1300 attack boost. So it's pretty nice little bonus to get in here. And here we have Rise Rank Up Magic's Raidraptor's Force. So it's a quick play spell card. So a great card to search out here. It's going to make it easy to exceed summon the rank 13 during your opponent's turn to do a board wipe, assuming this helps enable that during either main phase or your opponent's battle phase. So it's a bit limiting on where you can use it, but still, main phase or your opponent's battle phase is still solid to use. Target 2 or more Raidraptor Exceed monsters you control and or graveyard, including 1 on the field. Special summon from your extra deck 1 Raidraptor Exceed monster whose rank equals the total monster's total ranks, and if you do, attach those monsters to it as material. So that's going to open up a lot of ways of summoning out your Raidraptor Exceed monsters. It's going to be a lot easier to just kind of get them out instead of having to like do these weird little level like rank up, slowly ranking up to it. You're just going to be able to add up the levels. Definitely the go-to is going to be the Satellite Falcon, just because of how many rank 4s you're able to get out. That is going to be a lot easier to get that card out. Now the rank 13, I do think it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get out. I could see people getting it out by having a Satellite Falcon, you know, to destroy the spell or traps, and then maybe having Brave Stricks here in order to get yourself the rank 13. That could be one solid way of getting it out. That's not too difficult to do. That's pretty cool. And here we have Raidraptor Roost. So if a Raidraptor monster is special summoned from the extra deck to your field, you can add 1 Raidraptor spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So it's a continuous spell that if you summon a Raidraptor from your extra deck to your field, search out a Raidraptor spell or trap. That's amazing. That's great searchability and a lot of recurring value. And then you can target 3 of your Raidraptor monsters that are banished and or in the graveyard, place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, then draw a card. That's a good way of getting some recyclability out here, getting more value out of your cards that have been used, and some more draw power. And our final card here is Raidraptor Barrage. It's a normal trap card. If you control a Raidraptor monster, target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of its turn. Unless you control a Raidraptor Exceed monster at activation, you can only target monsters. So if you control a Raidraptor Exceed, you're actually going to be able to negate any card. So that's a solid normal trap that you're able to search out with one of the Raidraptor monsters. It's going to be a great addition. And if not, then it's just a negate, which is also really good to get out. And you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your opponent's, one of your Raidraptor monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So more value that this card can provide. There's a lot of graveyard effects here, which is good because sometimes your board just gets destroyed and you just need a way to come back into the game. And with Raidraptors, sometimes that can be a little difficult. So seeing more graveyard effects like this means that this deck has a bit more potential to kind of come back from it. But honestly, the support looks pretty solid. It's going to be really fun to play around with this. I'm definitely going to do like at least like preliminary combos that I'm able to find and show you guys. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.